This is the Rolling with Tay podcast. I'm your host, Tasia, aka Tay, and this is episode 1 of season 2. And my guest is Wellington. Wellington is my friend. He was also a guest on season 1, episode 13. Check that out. And Wellington has completed over 24 or just about 24 obstacle courses in 2 years. So he's the right person to have back on for this episode. So I'm a woman of my word. So on our episode, I said to Wellington, I would sign up for an obstacle course. Shout out to my friend Prince. He sent me a link to the terrain race, and I chose a date in July, upstate New York, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to commit. I'm going to do it. So I'm like, okay, now I signed up for this obstacle course. What have I got myself into? And I need to speak to someone. And before we got on, I said, he is the expert at this. So I need to ask Wellington some questions for myself and for others who are thinking about participating in an obstacle course. How should I train? What did I get myself into? All the things. So, Wellington, thank you again for being a guest, being the first guest of the second season of my podcast, and welcome back.
Wow, the pressure. Wow. Well, thank you for having me back. I had a blast the first time, and I am sure that this time is going to be even better. What have you gotten yourself into? Fun, excitement, excitement, self-discovery, and that might sound a little bit cliche, but when I did my first one over 2 years ago, I discovered a lot about me. I discovered about my limitations. I discovered limitations on my training, on the way that I was doing things, because, I've been a basketball player, I've been a baseball player, I have played football. Sorry, this is USA, soccer. And I, always being a gym rat. Mm-hmm. So going into my first race, which I think was the Spartan race in Queens, New York, I thought, 20 obstacles, no big deal. I failed 4 of them. and I was like, whoa, how the heck did I fail? And on the Spartan race, you have to do burpees when you fail an obstacle. So not only it gets harder for you to complete the remaining obstacles, but it's freaking embarrassing when everybody's finishing them and you're doing burpees on the sideline.
Yeah.
So I didn't like that. And that was a self-discovery time for me that made me realize I have to train differently, which I did. And after that, I did so much better, and I took on more challenging races, because for people to know, and for you to know too, there are different companies that do that. There is the Spartan series, and they have what they call the sprint, the super, and the ultra, right? And they have different I call this thing distances. So the sprint, and by the way, they changed the distances. Before they used to be longer, but the sprint used to be 5K, right? That was the entry level, the easier one, 20 obstacles, right? And some of them will be done on stadiums, or whether they are baseball stadiums or football stadiums. But they also, you could also have them on the field. Then you have the super, that before used to be 12 to 14 miles. Now, because of the metric system, they make them into 10 miles only, which I hate, but it is what it is. And then you have the ultra, which before used to be 22 miles or 60 miles, depending the area. Now I think that they made it 26 kilometers or something like that, or 25 kilometers. I have to double check. So then you have the terrain race. The terrain race, most of them are 5Ks or 10Ks. And you have the tough mudder, which the tough mudder doesn't have easy ones. Like the Spartan. No, they don't. Like the Spartan race, you're saying, I cannot do the sprint, so you're gonna have a nice easy, 5K. Nah. The tough mudder, every single one that I did was 10 miles, 12 miles, 14 miles. They were brutal. They have obstacles that they flat out tell you, if you do not feel comfortable doing this, don't do it. Like there is one that is like a chamber, and you walk, and there is water dripping on you, and there are cables, hanging down, and eventually you're going to touch one of those cables that's going to give you an electrical shock.
Oh, hold on. Okay, so which one is this?
That's the Tough Mudder.
All right, I'm not going to do that.
So for somebody that is doing this for the first time, I would be like, nah, don't even try it, because I've seen people quit in the middle of it. And I do not blame them. So there is also another obstacle, sorry, called the Arctic Enema. So it's a shallow pool. You have to climb up and they have to jump into the pool, and it is ice. It's like water and ice. And you know me, I'm black. I do not like the cold water. I jump in, and you do not want to know what I said after I came out of it. and I say something, and the people that was doing it with me, they started laughing. I was like, dude, what the fuck? It was insane. But I finished it, and that was another self-discovery moment, because there were times that I was like, what the hell am I doing? This is tough. This is tough. And that brings the other thing that I want to talk to you about. If you have the right team around you, teamwork will help you. You cannot complete most of these races by yourself. You just can't. So you need people around you that will help you. Now, somebody extremely fit might be able to finish any of these races by herself, or by himself, but most regular people can't. However, if you go with your crew, your posse, you could do it, and that gives you also a sense of, wow, we did it together. And that's like I like running, but when you run a 5K or a 10K by yourself, it's only you. It's a different feeling, right? It's like, okay, I did it, but it's different from we did it.
Yeah.
And then you see people hugging after they finish, giving each other a high five, because at that moment you realize collectively that we did it together. You couldn't do it by yourself. I couldn't do it by myself. We did it together. And that is a great feeling.
Yeah. I see a lot of photos of people with individual. It's not just one person. It's like their team of people who did it, or another person who did it with them. So I see what you're saying. You suggest people do these obstacle courses with a team, or at least another person to give you that motivation.
Yeah, because like when I did the Tough Mudder, the first one, there was an obstacle that I didn't want to do. And, they pushed me, yo, you got to do it. You're almost there. You got to do it. You got to do it. I was like, dude, I can't. And they're like, no, man, you got it. You're a freaking monster. You're a beast. Look at you. You're a beast. And I was like, yeah, I am a beast. That's right. Let's do this. So all of a sudden I'm doing it after I said no previously. Also on that Tough Mudder, I forgot the name of this obstacle, but basically you have to jump into a ditch. And I think that this thing was like 9 feet high, So the only way to get out is by, you needed three people because one of them have to.
Oh, okay.
So two people have to, propel this person to the top. This person has to get on top, turn around, pull one person as, the second person, as the third person pushes that person. And then the two people on the top have to bring the last person. Well, guess what? On that obstacle, I got mud in my eyes and I couldn't see. And somebody else from another team had water and help us.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, what's going on? Oh, I cannot see. I said, oh, I got water. And, I wash my face and I continue. So not only I had the help of my teammates, but other people, running around you, they also help you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, you could have like another top model, but the Spartan race has a professional series in which you compete by yourself. But if you do the regular, everybody help each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a terrain race in New Jersey, I think, and I went with monsters that day. It was a guy that runs marathon, 6'6", 6'4", something like that. My cousin that runs marathon. And we're like literally helping other crews do certain
Mm-hmm.
up because it was nothing but monsters that day. But I did a terrain race in Brooklyn. It was me and four other people, and they were not in the best of shape. And I was pretty much the cheerleader of the crew. I would do it, and I'd be like, "Yo, that's how you do it," and then I would help them. And it was just fun. It was tremendously. It was fun, and that's another thing that you build. I think that collectively you build character
Mm-hmm.
with teammates because all of a sudden you doubt yourself, and your teammates will go, "No, no, no, you can do it. Let me help you." But then on the next obstacle, maybe the other way around.
Yeah.
It could be you saying, "Yo, I did it. You could do it." So it's to me, it's great, and that's going back to my first point. You're going to have a great time.
So what type of obstacles should I expect at the terrain race?
Well, every single one is different, and that's why I like them so much.
Mm-hmm.
Because, for instance, when you go on a bike ride, you're riding a bike.
Mm-hmm.
When you're running, you're running. But I mean, you're gonna have the standards. They're the standards, which is you might have some sort of monkey bars,
Mm-hmm.
right? Under mud or perhaps underwater. You might have distorted monkey bars, meaning different grips. Some grips might be moving. Sometimes you might have one grip will be a rope, the next grip might be a bar.
Mm-hmm.
So grip strength is really important. Really important. You might run into a rope. You might have to climb a rope, which you could do it with technique or with power. I do it with power because I do a lot of exercises for my forearms.
Mm-hmm.
I do a lot of pull-ups. Pull-ups help me a lot with my forearm strength. You might run into a lot of crawling under barbed wire, which I cut myself once.
Oh gosh.
So the funny thing is, cut myself, do not notice, right? I'm taking a shower, and as I'm removing dirt and debris and sand, I see blood.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, I am bleeding. Okay. So called my girlfriend at the time and said, hey, babe, am I bleeding? And she's like, yeah. She's like, you have like a 6-inch long cut here. And I was like, okay. Didn't even feel it. I was so into it, so focused that I puncture my skin and then rip a cut of like 6 inches. Oh, in my skin, didn't feel it. Went to the doctor, had to take a tetanus shot, and my doctor told me be careful, and I was like, nope, doing it next week.
Excuse me. You said this is fun, right?
It is. Because once again, think about it. Let's say you cut yourself shaving and you feel it. You're like, oh, ouch. I cut myself shaving. Ouch. But I cut myself six inches. I was like half an inch deep. Didn't feel it because my adrenaline levels were through the roof.
Yeah.
And I was focusing on finishing the obstacles. I could go to the next one and checking the time. We're doing great. We're doing great. Let's go, guys. Let's go. We're kicking ass. We're monsters. We're beasts. We're the shit. By the way, the name of my group is Leg Day.
Oh gosh.
because everybody skips leg day. So it's like, come on, let's do this. And I'm telling you, it was brutal. Some of them were fun and we finished it and we were like, oh, we did it, big deal. But some of them were like, dude. So it was worth it. Like I did one in Vermont. That one was 32 miles and that one was brutal. But when I did it, I was like, by the way, so they put grease on the monkey bars.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm like, wait a minute. So I would just go take a lot of dirt, put it in my hands and do it. So it forces you sometimes to use some sort of a strategy because you get there, you see people failing and you're like, why are they failing? And then people are saying, oh, they're greasy. They have grease on them. Okay, well, let's get some sand or some dirt in my hands, so do it that way. So not only it requires you to have some sort of fitness level, but it requires to have a little intelligence to complete certain obstacles.
Are you able to wear gloves?
Yes.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, a lot of people, they will have those backpacks, little backpacks with like gummies and
yes
and like how you call those things, water and which they give you water there anyway. Some people are super prepared and they have gummies for energy. They have wipes, some of them. They have sanitizer, some of them. I go raw, like I'm a beast, like fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I drink water when I finish.
Listen, people. Drink water when you need to. Don't don't do a Wellington. You drink water as you need it.
No. Of course. But what I'm saying is, like I don't drink water much when I do those races. But I do keep my mouth wet because my mouth gets like super dry and then it becomes hard to breathe.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I don't get thirsty though, and maybe it's because I get so focused. However, once I'm finished, then I gotta eat. I gotta drink, and then like I don't drink sports drinks like I don't know their Gatorade. Is that thing still around?
Yeah, Gatorade, Powerade. There are a bunch of energy drinks.
Yeah, I don't. But when I finish, if somebody gives me one, like, thank you, because I'm so thirsty. I just drink anything. But it's always that feeling of euphoria when you think and you're like, shit, I would have not been able to do this by myself. I would have not been able to do this without training. I would not have been able to do this without the proper mindset. And you finish and you feel like a badass.
Yeah.
Like one day I saw this I gotta make 2 points, but I saw this black guy one day with a whole bunch of medals. And everybody's looking at him like, yo, you're a monster. And then on the next race, I brought all of my medals and I'm walking with all of them. And all you hear is this cling, 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 cling. And instead of people saying, oh, what a show off, they're telling me, yo, is that you? Is that you? Yeah, that's me. Is that you? Yeah, that's me. Oh, you're a beast. Congratulations. And I never didn't get any bad look.
Mm-hmm.
It was more like, yo, respect. And that was a great feeling too, because the community realizes it's like we say on the street, game recognizes game.
Mm-hmm.
Thing. Once they see all of those medals, they know that you've been putting work. And another thing that I want to talk about, I saw a lot of guys with, quote unquote perfect failing. Guys that would think, oh, this guy should be able to do all of them because the guy has, 18-inch biceps and has a six pack and 34-inch legs and what have you, and they're failing.
Mm-hmm.
It's because mentally they're not tough, and there is a limit to what your body can do.
Yeah.
And that's another thing of self-realization, self-understanding. When you go, I reach the limits of my body, but because of my teamwork, because of my toughness, because of my dedication, because of my grit, I'm gonna finish this. And I seen people with one leg and freaking stretchers finishing those races.
Yeah.
I seen a guy that was 80 or 70 something, slowly but finishing those races. I seen teens carrying somebody in a wheelchair or pushing a wheelchair to finish one of those races, and you do not see that in anywhere. And what do we do when we're something like that? Yo, you guys are kicking ass, and that is a great feeling.
I can compare it to doing a century.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely helps to have someone there with you. And even if you're there doing it by yourself, we all have the same goal to finish this century. And people are just saying, you got this, you can do it, and that really does help. Like, it helps. Like, they'll ask if you're okay, you need any help, you got this, every little like words of encouragement help. And I know I'm speaking for myself, it helped me.
Mm-hmm.
So I know what you're speaking about. But talking about preparation,
Mm-hmm.
how do you prepare for these obstacle course races?
Well, when I used to go to the gym, I haven't been to the gym since the pandemic, for obvious reasons. But what I used to do, I would just do my normal workout. But on Saturdays, I will do a lot of farmers walks, because they help you with your grip strength. I would do a lot of farmers walk, a lot of pull-ups. I would do the regular pull-ups and also the 1 minute pull-up, which is the pull-up that you go up super, super slow, and you count up to 30, and then you count down. They help you with your grip strength. And I will also tie a rope and do pull-ups using the rope. It's not a pull-up per se, but it's basically, I will put my left hand on top and my right hand at the bottom. I will go up and down, and then I will switch. That also helps me with my grip strength. A lot of steps. And what I would do is, I would, let's say, run for 500 meters, do pull-ups, run for 500 meters, do push-ups, 500 meters, farmer's walk, 500 meters, I would say go in the step master for about 100 floors, and then get back to my 500 meters. Basically, I am trying to simulate the race.
Mm-hmm.
500 more meters, and I would do, how you call those crows? When you get on the floor on 4 and you crawl.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
That helps you with your core. That helps you with your triceps. That helps you with your legs. So it helps you a lot, because you're gonna do a lot of crawling. Then 500 more meters, and just keep on repeating until I do, let's say 5Ks of that, or 10Ks depending on the race. That would be my getting ready for the race workout. And I would do one of those a week. Saturday mornings, because then I would need the rest of the day to relax. And Sunday, I might just go and take a nice long walk around the park just to keep my muscles nice and easy, nice and relaxed. So, or I would just go to the park and do those things in the park. The things are in the park, I cannot do farmers walks. Because I need weights, but I could do the pull-ups, I could do the push-ups, I could do the inclines, and it will be the same thing. 500 meters pull-ups, 500 meters push-ups, 500 meters box jumps, 500 meters to get my body ready to running 500 meters and do an obstacle, 500 more meters, an obstacle. And so I look like a crazy guy sometimes. People looking at me like, what the hell is this guy doing? Can he make up his mind? And again, grip strength. That is truly the key.
So let me go back a little bit. You said farmer's walk?
Yes.
What exactly is that?
So you take two weights. Could be dumbbells, could be plates, could be kettlebells, and you have and you get it. They gotta be heavy to you, and you just walk and you try to stay as erect as possible, right? And they help you with your forearms, your traps, your shoulders, and even your core, because you need to remain balanced as you walk. They're called farmer's walk.
Okay.
And when you do them, you feel that your forearms burn. And I don't know if you ever noticed my forearm. I look like Popeye. My forearms are huge. For the young people, Popeye is a cartoon from back in the day. Not Popeyes, where they sell that chicken thing. So Google it, Popeye the Marine. So farmers walks are really good for that.
Okay. So I see how you train, right? So what suggestions would you have for me?
Okay. Well, since we used to work out together, I know more or less you need to do pull-ups.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you cannot do 10 pull-ups, you will have a hard time at one of those races. And I tell that to everybody that wants to do this. If you go to the park and you cannot do 10 pull-ups, you're going to have issues. So you should do a lot of pull-ups. You should do a lot of one of those crawls.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the thing. As you're walking, as you're crawling, you have to use pretty much every muscle group to keep yourself steady, to keep yourself stable, right? And when you are in one of those monkey bars, you need to keep yourself as stable as possible, because if you start wiggling and dangling, you're going to fall down into water, into ditch, or into something that I have somebody's, no. So pull-ups. If you do not have a gym where you could do all of the things that I did, because I was allowed to do that in the gym because I used to go there almost every day, and I did whatever I wanted to do. But you might not be able to do that at the gym by your house. That gym that is so small and so raggedy. But you could easily simulate that training, the race training, in the park by your house. So the park on 3rd Avenue and what is that, Tremont?
Yeah.
But, by the, you could run around once, pull-ups, go around once, the crawls, and and you'll be good. And if you could take your crew, the team that's gonna do it with you, even better. Because now they could see your shortcomings, and you could see their shortcomings, and then you know what you need to work on.
So you suggest people who are going to do this race work out at least
Together.
a few times together with their crew.
Absolutely.
So then okay. And that's a good idea.
So, like for instance, um, you said that you're doing the Rugged Maniac. Oh no, my bad, the terrain race.
Terrain race.
Yeah, there is a Rugged Maniac too. That's another company. So you could always go on YouTube and search Rugged Maniac and the location. And many times, yeah, that's actually a good tip. Many times people will do them and record themselves doing them.
Gotcha.
And then you have an idea what obstacles you're going to confront. And that will help you with the training. Now, they might switch it up for you a little bit, but for the most part, they're going to be similar.
Yeah, that is a good tip. Yeah, that's a good tip.
So, like you already know the location. So you go terrain race and the location that they told you about. And I guarantee you, there are going to be one or two crews that would already did it, and they will record it, and you have an idea. Some of them better than others. Like there is what's their name? I used to follow them on YouTube before. Let me see if I could find them.
Well, yeah, that is a good tip. Searching YouTube, even Instagram pages.
OCR Kings. OCR Kings.
OCR Kings.
Yes, I think they are the best because it's two guys, two friends, and they do them together all the time. And they do every time that they do one, they put it on their website. And they before every obstacle they tell you the name of it. So I think that they are the best, the best ones on YouTube. OCR Kings. Those guys are freaking amazing, and they also have like their own little training thing at their houses. I will send you one of their links so you know what I'm talking about.
All right, cool. Thanks.
So for anybody that wants to do that, they should definitely go on YouTube and search the races they're doing, and you will have a really good idea of what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah, that is that's the next step.
Something else that I got into kettlebell swings. They make you so much stronger. They're amazing. Bear crawl. That's what it's called.
Bear crawl. Yeah.
No, they are like they are so underrated. But I'm telling you, you do them for like, a minute, and you feel every muscle fiber in your body burning. So that's another great exercise to train for these races.
So how far in advance do you typically train for a race?
Well, one thing that is another huge plus to do obstacle course races is that you do not want to embarrass yourself or your crew. So you keep yourself training all the time. When I was doing a race every month, I was always in the gym and I was on the best shape of my life. But normally what I did, let's say the race is next Saturday, I will train normal, but 2 months before the race, I will increase the intensity of my training. And then my last workout will be on Thursday or Wednesday, depending on how crazy the race was. If it was a 5K, I would not even change my training. But if it was a tough motor, oh yeah, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I would have um, my last workout on a Thursday morning, drink a lot of water, rest. Friday, I would not work out. I might just go for a walk to relax and go to bed as early as possible. Have me a nice, good meal with a lot of carbs, like pasta.
Mm-hmm.
And in the morning, I will make myself a juice with. I know people are gonna hate when I say this, but beets and ginger
Why
be-
beets and ginger?
because it helps you with your blood flow.
Mm-hmm.
So it tastes like crap. It tastes like dirt, but I like it. I will drink that in the morning, and I will become Superman.
Hmm.
Yeah. See, young people do not like beets. I don't know why, but that was my routine,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, and also I will have my clothes ready. I will try it on the night before.
Yeah.
The gear is critical, critical. For instance, I buy these shoes called Salomon. Those are the ones that I use for the races because they have they help you with the grip, so it's not gonna be slippery. They're called Salomon, and you could buy them at REI.
Mm-hmm.
I will send you a link, but the ones that I use, they cost me $130, and it was a great investment. Let me see if I find the model so everybody will know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm talking about. Okay, of course I cannot find it now.
Well, you know what? You could just tell me, and I'll put it in the show notes.
Okay, but even if you go to REI and you tell them, hey, I'm doing a Spartan race, what shoes do you recommend? And they tell you right away, oh, the Salomon, whatever. And I used to use regular sneakers
Yeah.
to do those races. I paid the price. It was a mistake, but now I have the right gear. I found it. So, by the way, I have 32 different shoes
Or for the
for different
races? Or
for
for
different things.
okay.
Okay, so I have the Salomon Speedcross 4, and these sneakers are for that, for those type of races. For what is that? What is the thing that crazy people do that they go into the woods?
Hike?
Yes, thank you. You know,
What
and
do you
then they get
mean?
eaten, and then they get eaten by a bear.
Oh my goodness.
So,
No. You do not get eaten by bears.
hey,
Typically, when you
listen,
hike, all right?
listen. I never found like no. To me, hiking is like it's too much of a risk. A
Oh
bear
my
could come
goodness.
out and eat you. I'm vegan. My meat, so
Oh
they
my
will eat me
goodness.
right away. You eat whatever, so they might not eat you. But believe me, they're gonna go, oh, this guy smells sweet. Mm. So I do not want to get eaten, so I do not do hiking. But these shoes are great for hiking. And now I think that they have the Speedcross 5 and the Speedcross 6 now, I think. But I got the 4. It was a better price, and they are freaking amazing. And they do not. They have a metal plate in the middle, so if you hit like a rock or something, you have
Mm-hmm.
protection. Also, I do not wear any cotton because cotton retains more moisture. I do not want that. So I have all of the stuff that I wear is um, dry fit.
Mm-hmm.
So if I get wet, the water will be expelled quickly. I cover everything. Like I wear. So this is my gear. I have, of course, sacks. And my sacks I also got in at REI, and
Mm-hmm.
for that. They do not retain water. So they get wet and they expel the water quickly. So I have the shoes, I got my socks, I wear tights, also dry feet. Then, I'm a guy, so I would wear underwear on top of that, super
Mm-hmm.
tight. So nothing jingles, nothing moves. And then a pair of shorts, and then long sleeves, and then my uniform on top of it, right? And so now I have my skin protected. I do not wear gloves
Mm-hmm.
because I'm a savage.
Oh goodness.
But also I have, you see my hands. My hands are huge.
Mm-hmm.
So I buy gloves and I destroy them. So and of course, um, whatever I buy, I make sure that my clothes doesn't retain water, doesn't retain dirt, because even if it is like a little bit of water, it's gonna feel heavy.
Yeah.
So the gear is super critical. And when you go to stores like REI, and I think Reebok, you tell them, hey, I want to do a Spartan race, I want to do whatever race, they, will point you in the right direction of what gear to buy. Stay away from cotton. I'm telling you, you will suffer.
Mm-hmm.
So the gear is really, really important. And even the shoes, you might say, hey, it's $130, that's too much money. But you could use it for hiking also. And so you could become, some bear's breakfast.
You can repurpose your shoes.
Yeah,
So
you could use it for hiking.
like Wellington said, use them from hiking, um, for
Yeah.
other obstacle
Like
courses or
let's say if you want to go running on Bank Cortland Park,
okay, yeah.
those shoes will be amazing for that, because now you could run through the river, through the little lake. You could run through the mud. So it's not like you could use those shoes only for the races. You could use them for anything else.
Yeah.
Oh, so in the film industry, a lot of people use those because they are semi-waterproof
Mm,
and they are anti-slippery,
yeah.
which I have used them a couple of times on rainy days. But again, if you want to get eaten by a bear, you could use them for hiking too.
So what he's saying is they won't go to waste if you just get them for this obstacle course. You can use them for other activities.
Including becoming barefoot. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm afraid of bears.
I think everyone's got that by now.
I'm joking. I'm not that afraid.
But no, you know what? Thank you for this, because you made me think about a lot of things, and I'm sure some people who are going to do some obstacle courses or who have thought about doing some obstacle courses think about some things, and you gave some really good tips, like the YouTube, searching whatever course that you're going to do or race that you're going to do on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
From the gear, I didn't even think about the gear.
Oh, it would have sucked if you
you
go with the
know
wrong gear, because you will be sleeping all over the place. You might injure yourself if you don't have the right gear. Um, you could all of a sudden you will feel super tired because your gear's retaining a lot of water, a lot of sweat, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
dirt. So the gear is super important. And I, coming from the Dominican Republic, I didn't think much about gear until one day I kept on injuring myself running.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, why am I injuring myself running? So I spoke with a friend of mine, and she told me, well, what sneakers are you using? I was like, well, I'm using the regular basketball sneakers to go for, 10 miles, 12 miles, 20 miles. And she goes, yeah, that's the problem. Those are basketball sneakers. Get running sneakers. And I was like, what's the difference? When I play basketball with those and I'm running. And she goes, yeah, but you're also stopping. You're pivoting, moving side
Mm-hmm.
to side. And in a basketball game, the most that you run in average, I think, is 4 miles. So I started doing research, and yes, running sneakers are built differently.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there are some running sneakers for 5Ks, 10Ks, and after that, you could feel that the material is getting tired, is losing cohesiveness. But you have some sneakers like the Zoom that you could run a marathon on them, or
Yeah.
the Nike Flies, you could run a marathon with them. So the gear is super, super important.
Yeah.
Not just to look cute, to look bougie. No, the gear is really important.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
And
send me the link again. Maybe I do that race with you.
yeah, I will.
Actually,
And
I'm doing it with you.
okay, you heard it. You listen. I signed up for this because you you challenged me. So I said I'm gonna do it.
You know
But
what? You know what we should do? You know what we should do? I got two GoPros. We should record ourselves doing it. What do you think?
well, I have GoPros too, so we could
Okay,
do that. We could do
to,
that.
to play this game now.
But I don't look. I don't know if you remember. So a couple years ago, you sent me this race, the terrain race at this location. I signed up for it. Then I thought about it and I was like, I am not mentally or physically prepared for this, right? And then I just didn't show up. And mentioned it in our interview last time, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm gonna challenge myself and sign up. This time I'm actually going to go. And then I'm going to start preparing for it. So, yeah, thanks for, just encouraging me and challenging me to do this.
and this is the thing, and even for your audience, they should do it. They should try it because one of the things, like I hate monotony, right? I hate when the summer comes and it goes, and you talk to people. Hey, what do you do during the summer? I drank and I ate chicken. I think. It's like, dude, die already. You suck. But when you do something like this, when you take a gamble, you do not know if you might say, okay, I did it. It's done, over with. I like the experience. I'm done with it. Or you might say, shit, I like it because I didn't realize that I was a badass. And all of a sudden it kicks you want to eat better because you want to do better next time. And you want to train better because you want to do better next time. You never know what
Mm-hmm.
positive, outcome you might get out of this. And all it takes is just a little bit of training, which, guess what? It benefits your health.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like, oh, you're gonna train and all of a sudden your cholesterol goes up. Your cholesterol is gonna go down. Your your overall fitness will get better. Your health will get better. So it's like you're training for something that is benefiting you tremendously.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win any way that you see it. And race day is such an amazing time because you see hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people doing the same thing, and they don't see you as a rival. They see
Mm-hmm.
you as, even the other crews, they see you as like, yo, let's do this together. It's a great feeling.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's almost everybody helps each other. Like there was a race, I think it was the Rugged Maniac, I think. And this one was particularly brutal. I mean, brutal. And lucky me, I went with my cousin. His fitness level is amazing, better than mine. Um, Also, he's 20 years younger. That helps. Uh, I'm 50 and I'm in great shape, but it takes me. Let's face it, age is not a number. There are consequences of age, and you have to be smart about it. You have to also, the way that you train has to be different. Like I cannot do a lot of back jumps because I've been playing basketball, baseball, football, volleyball all my life, and my knees, I got to treat them differently than if I was 20. So there was an obstacle. So like what they did was they have like a wall in the beginning. You jump on the wall, and they have all of the easy ones in the beginning, and they were spaced out. At the end, the last, let's say, kilometer, they had a whole bunch of obstacles, back to back to back to back. So all of a sudden, it created a bottleneck. Before you have space and you have, but now you have a bottleneck, and there are a whole bunch of people looking at you. And of course, the last obstacle is on the left. So now people waiting are looking at you. So all of a sudden, there are like 1,000 people looking at you. So my cousin and I would do one. I finished it. He couldn't. It was that tough. And I was like, so I went back. I was, yo, let's do it. And I helping and I pushing and I encouraging. He did it. Then there was another one, which was like a monkey bar, but you go up. And then you have to like do a weird swing to grab the bar because there was like a space in the middle. And everybody would fall into the water. And, so I get on top. And there are literally over 500 people looking. And said to myself, I'm Dominican. I cannot fail. And I'm wearing the Dominican flag. Like on my uniform, I have the Dominican flag on my sleeves. So I was like, and I told my cousin, yo, we're Dominicans. We cannot, fuck up. We got to do this. I'm like, yo, let's do this. And nobody was finishing that one. Of course, we are tired. They had one obstacle after the other. So we're doing it. All we hear is, so once they realized that everybody else had fall into the water, and it's only him and I, over here's like, Dominicano, Dominicano, Dominicano. So now I'm getting pumped because, some people recognize the flag. So there were times I was like, fuck it, I gotta let it go. My forearms, they burn. That water looks really good. I'm tired. Yo, I finished that. My cousin did it, unfortunately, and I have a photo of him falling down. It was the coolest thing because you could see on his face this guy saying "fuck."
Oh, damn.
But it was, he almost did it, and he was like, "Yo, I almost did it." So even that was an accomplishment.
Yeah.
Almost finishing, because it was so tough that almost finishing, it was good enough at that point.
Yeah.
So then there was a rope climb. I think it was 20 feet. We climb it. No technique, just power, because, beast mode. And then as you jump, there was like a little fire pit. We jump over it, and all of a sudden, then the people come, they give you the medal, and everybody's like giving you a high five. Everybody's, well, it's going to be different now because of COVID. You might not get that many high fives now.
Yeah.
but now we're hugging. And by the way, my cousin and I were like real men, so we don't hug because, man, nasty, don't touch me. We're like hugging each other. We're like walking, holding each other's arm. And like, he's like, I have his arm, his shoulders. All of a sudden we became like best buddies because we accomplished something really, really hard. And we did it together. Again, I could not do it by myself. He couldn't do it by himself, but together we did it. Yeah. And that's a feeling that you cannot describe. It's you got to go through it. And like I said, you might not like it. Going through it, you might not like the fact that the next day your body might feel like mush. But I am biased because I freaking love it.
Yeah.
And also, the last one that really killed me was the 32 miles that I felt pain for weeks. But any other one after that, it was like I finished it and I felt good because now I feel like my training is correct. I could do this without having many issues. I could complete them. I could go home, take a nice shower, listen to some, jazz, drink some tea, and I'm relaxed. Versus in the beginning, I would be in bed for days. So it's a great feeling. And please send me the link. I will do them with you. And if there is anybody in the audience that wants to join us, shit, why not?
Yeah. Shout out to my cycling sisters in the Taco Project. Some of them may join. So yeah, if anyone, I'll put the link in the show notes, and if anyone wants to join, and it doesn't have to be this one, but like Wellington said, anyone that you want to start with, preferably something a little on the lighter, not what you said, not Tough Mudder
No,
or
no, 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 no. I
yeah.
think that the Rugged Maniac, they are fine. The terrain race. If you live in New York, there is a terrain race in Brooklyn. Um, that is, to me, is the easiest one that I have done, and it is super fun. So that would be the best one for entry level. It's a terrain race in Brooklyn. They have it every summer. It's only one weekend. They have it Saturday and they have it Sunday. I think that's the easiest one. Also, the Spartan Race Spring at Shea Stadium. My bad, not Shea Stadium. City Field.
City Field.
That one is also easy. However, you go up and down so many times the steps that your calves will feel it for days. That one is easy. The terrain races are more challenging depending on the venue. My bad, not the terrain race. The Rugged Maniac. They are more challenging depending on the venue. But anybody that wants to do a really easy one, my bad, my apologies. Rugged Maniac is the one in Brooklyn, and that one is easy to do.
Okay.
So if and that one you require almost no training. It's super easy, super fun. I did.
I should have did that one then. I should have signed up for
that. No, hey, listen. And when you challenge yourself, and I sound like a cliche, I know. I sound like a motivational speaker, which I hate them. So I Google my photos. It is a terrain race in Brooklyn. It's 5K or 10K, and they even have a race for little kids.
Yeah,
as well.
Mm-hmm.
That one is the easiest one that I've done, and I did it the last time with two people that were not in great shape, and they did it, and they love it, and now they're hooked.
All right.
So after they did that one with me, they did a couple of more challenging ones.
Okay. All right. So I'm starting off with a good one, and then if I like it, then
you will like it because
continue.
you're competitive.
A little bit.
But this is the thing. Like when we used to work out together, how many times you would say, "Oh, I'm tired," and I would push, and you did it. And then at the end, you're like, "I hate you, Wellington, but I did it."
Yeah.
So and this is the thing. You're gonna see another girl your size doing that. You're gonna be like, "Wait a minute, why is she doing that on me? What the hell?" Or you might see a guy, you're like, "Why is this chubby guy doing that and not me?" Or you might see a guy that's like freaking 70 years old, and you're gonna be like, "Shit, this guy's doing that." I mean, like you those competitive juices might kick in. Like I'm 50, and you know how many times I'm doing that, and now I don't look my age, especially when I shave. But once young kids realize this guy is 50, you're sitting like, "Shit, if he's doing that, why not me?" And it's like, I'm telling you, I think, and I don't think I'm wrong when I say this, you're gonna do the first one, you're going to go through hell, you're going to hate me, you're going to wish that a bear comes into the Bronx and eats me, you're going to wish that you have never met me, but when you finish it and you have that medal and you take those photos and you put those photos on Facebook and Instagram and MySpace and what have you young people have now, you're going to feel like a badass, and you're going to look at me and you're going to say, Wellington, I hate you, but I also love you.
No, I believe you. I'm not doubting that, you know. I'm definitely not doubting that, but I just have to get prepared for it, you know. But
And I could help you with that. You know that.
oh yeah, you will. You will. But
Wow.
it's
Oh,
six. It's
okay.
six in the morning, and Wellington's like, "All right, where are you?" Like, Wellington, what? 6? We got me at the park. But I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. And like I said, you know, I'm challenging myself. 2022. I'm doing it.
By the way, the terrain race in Brooklyn is on July the 2nd.
I think you're looking at the wrong one because that is upstate New York.
No. What I'm saying is that there is also one in Brooklyn on July the 2nd.
Oh, there's 2.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So maybe I'll go to Brooklyn. You said that was easy. I'm gonna do that one.
Where's the one? Where's the one that you're doing?
Wurtsboro, New York.
Oh, I did a Spartan race there. Oh yeah. It's the woods.
Yeah, it is.
It's up and down. Oh yeah, that one is fun.
All right, Wellington. Okay. Any last words before you wrap up?
Like I said in the beginning, the most important thing is that you might discover, and I said not you, Tasha, but anybody listening, you might discover internally the internal badass that you might be, and you do not know that it is there. But once you do one of these races, you might realize that badass was sitting on a couch all this time, wasting time instead of just going out there and kicking ass.
Okay.
Damn, that was anticlimactic. Okay.
I mean, I agree with you. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, but you were like, okay, like wow. I look at myself in the mirror like, yo, I'm showing my biceps and I'm pumping my chest and feeling good about what I'm saying, and you're like, okay.
Oh gosh. Yeah. No, but to second that, yes. It's like with anything, you know, even getting on a bike, even starting to run or going to the gym or learning how to swim, you know, you may do it or you may think about doing it for one reason, and then it takes you someplace else, you know, to a higher level where now you're running marathons or you're cycling centuries, and it's nothing that, you know, you didn't intend to do. So like you said earlier, I may do this obstacle course, and next thing you know, I'm signing up for 3 more because I'm like hooked now. Like, okay, now I want to go here, and now I want to travel, and now I want to do, you know, triathlons. You know, it's just you never know where it'll take you and transform your life. And, you know, I'm all for anything that is helps you mentally and physically. You know, things that you enjoy, you know.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate you for being a guest again on the Rolling with Tay podcast.
My pleasure.
Thanks again. I'm your host, Tasia, aka Tay, and this is episode 1 of season 2. Thanks for listening, and see you on the next episode. Want more Rolling with Tay podcast? Well, follow on Instagram and Twitter at Rolling with Tay. Visit the blog rollingwithtay.wordpress.com for more content, and be sure to sign up for the monthly newsletter. And lastly, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Rolling with Tay.